and we come to you live at 9:30 Pacific, which is 12:30 Eastern, every Friday. Thanks for joining.
And I think, Vinney, honestly, we at some point we're going to start a affordable housing multifamily division underneath Monell Investments. I'll run the division. We'll have a nonprofit component, and we'll help.
Wow.
We could probably help this in a big way, really.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting week. I hope it's been for you also. Beau, you have some questions, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of questions.
How are you, brother?
Good to see you, Vinney. Good to see you, Beau.
Oh, thank you. We are so privileged to have you.
Hey, Vinney, real quick.
Yeah, bud.
All right, I'll bet you sushi that you don't know that. What does SAS stand for?
Hi there, everybody joining us, watching us. We are live in 7 channels actually today, in the YouTube, in LinkedIn, in Facebook groups and Facebook. Thanks again for liking the show. Please give comments, share, and we are here for a very big show today. Well, good morning. You know, I just figured it out. We need to fix this intro. And actually, we are on 14 different channels this morning, 14 channels, different pages, LinkedIn, and then Tiffany's her own channel. So maybe we are on 19 channels or 18 to 20 channels. Thank you so much for joining. This is Vinney Chopra and Beau, Vinney and Beau show. Tiffany's our co-host now here, and we're going to be talking about a lot of great things. I'm over here in Southern California in the West Lake, Thousand Oaks area at a wedding. Beau, how are you, bro?
Doing well. I'm going to give a quote of the day every episode, every Friday now.
Yes.
And I'm stealing this from Instagram. But most people die at 25. We just don't bury them until they are 70. Benjamin Franklin.
Wow.
So that means they stop learning. They stop living, right? That was Benjamin Franklin. Back then, people died when they were like 55. But that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, I always wonder why Vinny's got so much energy, right? Like, because he's 70, right? He's 70 years old. And most 70-year-olds that I know, they don't have energy. They're sleeping on the couch or on the sofa watching TV. And I think that just plays a part. Does Vinny need to work anymore? No. Why does he do it? Because that's what ignites his passion. Is he loves the art of the deal, right? And so
I'll be dying. I tell my wife all the time, if I don't get up and I don't have a focus, then really stimulating my mind, and you know, my body needs to, and mind and soul needs to work every day to be in a good frame of mind, then only I live. Otherwise, just like what you said, Beau, this is so true. How many of us get up in the morning and we dread the mirror? We dread looking us in the mirror and say, what, today again? That's the worst thing anybody could do. So what you're saying is so right. We die. We are not learning. We are not changing. We are not really expecting bigger things out of our life.
I'm a lifelong learner. That's my mindset.
I think I think we all have those days. Even like I would consider myself super driven, but I definitely have to fight myself a lot of times and just be like, God, I'm not getting the results I want, right? Like I deal with that, right? So and that's somebody that's I would consider pretty highly driven, probably in the 95, 98, 99 percentile. So I mean, if I wasn't this driven, I could only imagine the way I would feel, which would not be good. So what Benjamin Franklin said is basically, listen, at 25, you think you stop learning, and that's when you stop. That's when you start dying, really. And I think that's completely true. Because we haven't even scratched the surface. We haven't scratched the surface. I'm listening to this book. I'm going to refer it to everybody on this channel right now.
Sure.
And I was on a Zoom call with he's a professor at Rutgers. He runs their like content marketing. He's written a great book. But anyways, one of his resources was this AI Institute for, because we're talking about ChatGPT. But this book is so far, it's been so amazing. I just bought it the other day because it's like it's called Marketing Artificial Intelligence, AI Marketing and the Future of Business.
Oh, and wow. Audible?
I suggest, I suggest you all start looking at this stuff because it's
going to change our life. Even
it's trillions of dollars of industry that's going to happen. Like, it's just amazing. Everything has AI component to it. Just think about like it's already here, and it's already been here for like 10 years. And now, since I think ChatGPT got announced, like the reality of it is, and I can tell you, because I'm using it, like I was all gung-ho on Clubhouse at first, and I was thought, oh, Clubhouse is going to be the next, like, but like seriously, ChatGPT, not AI in general.
AI.
If you look at it, what it can do, I mean, ChatGPT is only one little component of I mean, there's all these companies that do similar things to ChatGPT, and Microsoft and Bing are coming out. But like, you need to be an early adopter if you're a business person using AI. I mean, like, if you're a real estate agent, right? Like, how cool would it be to create more great content about neighborhoods, right? Like, hey, like this neighborhood in Walnut Creek. If you're a mortgage professional, creating content about different loans, VA loans, about house hacking. Like, not enough mortgage brokers. If I was doing residential mortgage brokerage right now, I would teach classes on house hacking. But I'm just saying, this AI can help you make PowerPoints. Like, you can quickly make a PowerPoint to do a presentation. It's amazing.
Well, it gives me something to go. It gets my brain going. I'm starting to see these features on all the apps, and now that my mind is in my REM now, so now I'm paying attention and I'm just seeing it left and right. But I just asked 3 pillars of blah blah blah, and it gives me something to actually start. Then I can elaborate with my own stuff. So it's a great tool, beyond a tool.
I couldn't believe it. I'm so glad, Tiffany, what you're saying. You also put a plug. We're going to bring the people on, the president of the Scarlet Books. I know, Beau, you and I have talked about it, the startup that I invested in, and it's AI based. So it's the bookkeeping with artificial intelligence. It remembers your invoices and billing and the timing, and it generates the reports. It's everything, all AI. I cannot.
So something really funny, you guys, for the people watching. So you can look up, it's on TikTok, who makes better fried rice, AI or like Uncle Yu's whatever recipe? And it'll throw out all the recipe for the AI, what it says to make the best fried rice, and they'll do a taste test. You can find everything on there.
This is amazing. Yeah.
I think it's in the marketing world, like, this is what I really see. Like, I think AI is like amazing, but I think the real winners are going to be the people that understand that, like, they're the orchestrators, right? It doesn't matter. If you just give it generic information. I was watching this YouTube video, and this guy was giving how he instructed ChatGPT, and he said, "Do you understand this?" And ChatGPT said, "Yes." Like, and he gave all these prompts, and then I should show you what Bill showed me the other day. Bill, I don't know if he built it or not, but like, you can put in like your keyword, and it automatically writes the blog in 2 seconds. All the prompts done. It's amazing. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The guy yesterday on YouTube, he built it. Like, it was amazing how he did it, because it was like the most crazy thing that you could do, and it just like it becomes easy. So I'm not going to be the guy coding and figuring this stuff out, but I can say, hey, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So like, I can have Bill or somebody build a prompt, right? And then then I just take it and I put my new keywords in, and then you can use other AI tools like it's called, like, I don't know if it's Quill or Qual, but it will rewrite that article from ChatGPT, right? Like, so even though if I just take something from ChatGPT and use it, is that plagiarism? Probably. Eventually, it's going to be considered plagiarism. But if I get the ideas, or I give it yesterday for fun, I put my transcript for my podcast. I said, summarize this for my podcast show notes. That's my conversation.
Yes.
It's just helping me facilitate.
Totally.
So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. But then there's something called Modern, and that's one that does the AI where you can like create a picture of Vinney sitting on a Ferrari with an elephant in the background.
Right.
So it's amazing. I don't know. I'm excited.
It's totally amazing. I'm so excited, really, really. And the best part is that Microsoft is going to put billions of dollars into it because they want to beat Google. I mean, Google also, I just read that, and Facebook, and all these companies are getting say, hey, how come we are not doing AI also? So all these, big companies are going to be. So let's talk about, we are going to some really great questions and answers
Yeah.
today. Is that right? Yeah, yeah. Yes, let's
Let's,
go for it.
all right. So today's show, we're gonna ask. Vinney's gonna be our guest today because we're gonna really kind of hone in on the mindset and the skill sets you need to develop. And maybe whoever's listening there, it's one thing to buy a single family home and put down 50 grand, 100 grand, right? It's another thing to be buying a $60 million building and raising money. So we're going to kind of dive into like the mindset of like, for example, like I can go buy a fourplex, but how many fourplexes am I going to need to buy in Indiana that's going to actually hit my cash flow goals versus learning the skills to be a syndicator and learning the art of raising money and the advantages of that. Because like Vinney's efforts, like Vinney's doing less work than me, but making way more down the road or even in the beginning, right? So like that's the difference between syndication. It's the power of pooling money that I think I need to understand a little bit more. I understand it because I do a lot of the financing, but I need to get on that side, right? Because that's the side where if you do it right, you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to help a lot of people make money.
So true, so true. What you're saying, Beau. I mean, my life has changed in the last 12 years, let's say, especially in the last 7 years when I just went on a big crusade to raise a lot more money. And that's the key. I mean, people frown upon, and I was told 16 years back, Vinny, don't do syndication. Don't do, you'll be sued left and right. Investors won't leave you, all that stuff, right? The negativism was there. But if you do it right, and that's the key word I want to stress today, syndication world is taken, or watchdog is SEC, that's Securities and Exchange Commission in United States. That's the watchdog, and they regulate syndicators like me and others. Actually, every company in USA is syndicating. Every company. I mean, when we put money in Google, that's our money is going into Google, and then they are using that money for their R&D and product and this and that. Every company is syndicating at any level, any level. But in real estate, if you have a lot of money, you don't need to worry about syndication. If you have millions of dollars sitting in the bank, go ahead and use that and put real estate or businesses or whatever you want. But if you want to harness other people's money and have the serving attitude, like in my case, 530 investors, I feel that I can give them a great avenue to put their money in a good place with a sound operator, conservative underwriting, finding the deal and running the deal. I'm on the loan and we are managing the deal. All they are doing is writing a check for 100,000, 200, 500, or $1 million check. But we are giving them returns every quarter. It's a mailbox money. We call it ACH money now. Just in their account, this money shows up 20,000, 30,000. We send it from the property, which is making money. So I'd love to answer any questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question. Go for it, Beau. Did you want to say something?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So all that is you've moved mountains. I mean, you could Google Vinny's net worth. It says from $7 to 324 million. It's insane. So for the people just starting, how do you find your first investor? And part two is, how do you know that it's a good fit?
Good point. Very good point. Tiffany, the biggest thing is I always say the people who will give you money are the people who trust you. They have to build a little bit relationship with you to be able to look at who you are, what you are doing. If you're learning this business from scratch, who your coach is, mentor is, what they have done, have they have a good track record, and so forth. But they will then feel comfortable in your skills, in what you're trying to do, and then you show them examples. See, you show them a good deal after you show them the examples of what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, and so forth, and have a PowerPoint presentation. I call it credibility kit. Credibility kit. So you got to, go ahead, Beau.
Yeah, no, I was also going to say too, like, let's just say there's somebody like myself, and I know a lot of people with money, but I don't necessarily want to be the main operator and run the deal, right?
Right. Yes.
I could do what's called fund of a fund.
Yes.
And be on the general partner side with a guy like Vinney, right? So I'm just teaching you like how people think. So I become a general partner. So now it looks like I'm a big cheese, and I've never been a big cheese on a 300 unit building before. Well, now I'm a general partner. I do a fund of a fund. We have attorneys drafted all up, and it's all kosher. And now all of a sudden, I went from owning no commercial properties because all my stuff is 1 to 4 unit, right? And I just do a 267 unit deal with Vinney, because I'm bringing in some of my own capital and my investor capital.
Correct.
So, like you don't need to be the number. What Vinney does is more of a team sport than like me going out and buying fourplexes and duplexes, right? That's just me. So the team sport, if you're the coach, you're going to make the most money. Like Vinney's the coach, right? In this situation, but I'm doing pretty well for myself too, because I'm bringing $2 million of equity in a deal. Right. And I'm also a general partner. So I'm going to get some of the cash flow. So I guess there's different partners. Vinney, would you explain like a KP, what a signer, a key principal is in the equation, how you can build a team and how you can fast track this by getting into somebody's circle? Like,
true. So true. Beau and Tiffany, what you're saying is so right. See, the thing is, general partner like me, who gets on the loan, finds the deal and everything. It's a team sport, what you just said. We are able to find a great deal. We underwrite it well with stringent stipulations, our business plan, and making sure that we'll be able to qualify for the loan. That's a big part. We close on the deal. As soon as the deal closes, general partners get paid acquisition fee, due diligence fee, and loan guaranteeing fee right there. Big payoff. And you coming as a partner to raise money, you will get a portion of it. So right there at the closing, there is a payoff. Now we run the property, and from the quarterly payoffs that we pay to the investors, which are limited partners, by the way. Limited partners means those investors who are giving us money legally and through the PPM, private placement memorandum, and subscription agreement, everything. Those are legal terms. But you as the general partner will be involved on the general partner side in keeping relationships with your investors, in getting to the meetings and all that, and helping out, even raising more funds, or even asset management is another part of the business. Up to 2% we charge of the asset management fee for every month of the revenues of the property. So there is a cash flow coming that way also. Then we do the quarterly returns to the investors. At the end of the year, we look at the whole property, how much we made. Then we share also with the GPs money again. Now we are doing refinancing, or we are doing sale. At that time, we charge also fees for disposition fee or loan debt, all those fees. So there is a portion goes to the general partner again. And then the equity gain. Wow. Now the property is gone in value by 5 million, 10 million. Like in my case, some are up by $20 million. And I own 30% of that. So that's like $10 million, $9 to $10 million is my share when I sell that property. Wow. So there are huge returns. That's what I tell everybody, who comes in touch with me. Don't just say, I don't want to learn syndication. I don't want to do pooling of the money, OPM, other people's money. That is the only way to scale up. That is the only way to scale up.
And Vinney, what you're saying is so important. And it's important for someone, I don't care if you have $0, you have to understand this, because if you're going to go out and get an investor, going back to your credibility kit, no matter what level you're at, whether you have $0, this is your first time, or if you're asking someone to be on your podcast, or if I'm, going after having lunch with the realtor and I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, you have to do your research, understand this stuff. What Vinney's giving is free information that you need to understand. So when you build that credibility kit and you're going after your first investor to get them to trust you, you have to do your due diligence. You can't say, hey, I've never done this before. I don't understand it, but give me some money. I think it's a good deal. So know this stuff inside and out. This is free, right?
It's so nice what you're saying, Tiffany. Actually, I will do presentation maybe next couple of weeks and show to the investors right on this restream what we have put together. It cost me $10,000 to design that PowerPoint presentation because legally I have to be right what I say and so forth like that. But we
For
give
what?
it at the academy, huh?
For
Go
Scarlet
ahead.
Books or for Scarlet Books
Oh,
or
no,
something
no, no,
else?
no, 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 no. This is to raise money.
Oh,
Raise
gotcha.
money,
For
the
your fund, your
PowerPoint.
PPM. And
Yeah, I will show those things. And it's the investor's brochure. I designed this to educate the investors. That's all it is. If you're educating the investors in your circle of friends and relatives and contact people and everything who are putting money in the bank and losing money with inflation, or they are putting money in the stock market and lost 22% last year, like me. I mean, real estate is the one asset which will grow money for you. It will bring activity, equity. The good part is in 2023 now, it's very similar, not that similar, but very similar to 2008 and 9, where foreclosures will be coming and people like us and other syndicators will be buying because we have the money ready from our investors.
Yeah.
Vinney,
So the key, yeah, go ahead, bro.
oh, I was just going to say, it's interesting. Somebody booked a call with me because they heard us talking and I was saying how I was investing in like mortgage, on using that ground floor. And then I was talking about investing in these little merchant cash advance things I would do. So he was like, I want to do it. I want to do it. So like he booked a call with me and like, I was like, and anyways, young kid from South Africa. Right. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I was pretty fascinated, but he was interested. So I gave him like, it's supposed to be a 15-minute call. I spent like 35 minutes with him. Sure. And then I was just like, the thing that you will learn by talking to people that are rich, wealthy, that are successful is that they understand how money flows. Like he was like, he heard me say, well, on these merchant cash advances, there's high returns, but it's like, well, I'm like, how much you make? And he's like, I make $1,600 USD, in US money. I'm like, okay. So I developed a plan for him. I'm like, okay, well, you're not going to be in something that's high risk right now. You're going to be in something like you got to always, it's just amazing. But if you can start at a young age to understand these principles, like I never got any of this. So I spent all my money. I never saved anything. Right. Like the one thing I could say though, when you buy real estate, it's like a forced savings account. And not only is it a savings account, it appreciates, you get depreciation. Like there's no better vehicles if you can learn the whole real estate space. But you got to learn how the money works and flows. Like if you want to be a good mortgage broker or real estate agent, like if I was buying a house from a real estate agent, if that real estate agent never did a fix and flip deal or doesn't own real estate, I'm not really want to take their advice, right? Like, cause they haven't owned enough. Like if I'm dealing with a multifamily broker, I want somebody that owns a few of them, that understands the operations of them. Right. So I think like the proof's in the pudding. Like if you're looking to like invest your money as a limited partner, are you going to, you're going to usually go with somebody like the beautiful thing of a limited partner, I think, is like, all you really have to do is put your money with the right jockey, right?
Operators, exactly. Right product, right horse, and the right jockey. Don't put money just because somebody's saying put money. You should look at what they're buying, what product they're buying, what area they're buying, what's their business plan, how conservative their underwriting is. See, people can blow smoke, They say, oh, yeah, it's going to be this IRR, this, that, and, But the thing is, you got to look at their track record. How many deals have they done? How many they've completed? Have they gone through recessions? The problem is that in the last 3 to 4 years, the syndicators increased by 1,000%. Neil Bauer told me, he's the research person, right, in the industry. He says, Vinney, there is amazingly so many people just learned this business and got into and overpaid on bridge loans and all that. And Tiffany, bridge loans come due. and then you cannot refinance at those same old percentages anymore. So there'll be a lot of deals coming on the horizon. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the big thing is, I would like to really tell everybody, see, money is there. 20, no, how many? $17 trillion. I got the new number, is in the retirement funds for USA. Actually, it's 32 trillion, but in real estate, it's only 7 trillion. Or so, what am I saying? Something wrong numbers. Anyway, but the thing is, a lot of people don't know that you could put in syndication to make a lot more money and get tax benefits. We don't talk about tax benefits. When you put money in REITs, REITs, REITs over there on the Wall Street, you don't get a K1 like we give. Us syndicators, we give K1s to the investors. In what it is that the LLC we invest in is a pass-through entity. Nobody pays taxes in that LLC, but the property's making money. But there is a big white elephant, minus elephant, which is called depreciation, and especially accelerated depreciation or bonus depreciation, which is 80% still of the total of 5-year and 15-year depreciation. We can still take 80% of that this year. That negative makes the LLC go in deficit. And that deficit is passed through to the investors. About 70 to 80% of that deficit is given in K1 to the investors proportional to their investment. So it's a secret. It's not a secret, but a lot of people don't understand how it's done. The key
So
thing
in
is
layman,
you could,
yeah,
go
in
ahead.
layman's terms, Tiffany,
Yeah.
like you have the majority of your income comes from W-2.
Yes.
Like, so you're getting what we call your booty spanked by paying way too much in taxes.
I paid over 200,000 in taxes.
Yeah.
Look
And
at that.
I
So-
wanted to cry.
So basically, if you were like, what you need to do is understand some of these concepts, because you're not, if you do, you could potentially offset that W-2 income. Like,
Yes.
there's
yes.
certain, like even owning short-term rental properties and doing cost segregation, and you potentially could offset, like, that's what, if Vinney makes several $1 million of income, he has more of that in accelerated depreciation, which means
The losses.
that's why we always
exactly.
wonder, how do these rich people get richer? Because they understand these. It's there for the taking, though, if you understand these concepts. That's the thing. It's for you, it's for me, it's for everybody listening out there
Yes.
to understand these concepts and start, whether you're just buying your first investment property. Like, you can be smart about stuff. Like, I was talking to the 1031 exchange guy, and we talked about, like, I'm just going to give you a quick example. I have $100,000 of equity in a fourplex in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, this is an example.
Yeah.
It's not really doing that much for me. I decide to sell it. I do what's called a 1031 exchange.
Yep.
I exchange that $100,000 and I put it in the $1 million house that I'm going to keep as a rental in Las Vegas. It needs some work. It's an estate. It's on an acre. I rent it out for 2 years. After 2 years, I go move into it after 2 years, and I live there for
Yep.
the next 8. You can take the owner occupied exemption, so you can actually squander. But, like, a lot of people don't understand this. So I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney.
Yes.
You got to consult with the right
Yes.
people. But the point is like, you can do these techniques, right? Like you're just gave Uncle Sam 200,000. Now, what ways can you offset that? That's what you should be researching right now, because you just, like, $200,000 in a year is a shitload of money.
It is.
Right? Like,
it is. Yeah.
Right. So, like, what can you invest in something? Like, I always look at it this way. Is there something I could invest in that's going to be a multiplier in the future instead of me paying taxes? And it's legal, and I'm doing it the right way. I'm not trying to cheat anybody, right? That's what we all need to be thinking about. Like, what can I do? Because they want us to build businesses in real estate and Section
Totally.
179 and buy these 6,000 pound cars and write off year one this
Yep.
6,000 pound car. So
And aeroplanes and helicopters.
it's up to us to learn this stuff, because or maybe not learn it, but get the experts around us, right? And so Vinney has tax people and experts, and we bring on people on the show all the time, like that can teach us about self-directed retirement accounts and vehicles, and I just did Rob's rollover, where you can take do a rollover and you can invest that money and start your own business, and it's up to us to know all this stuff, and it's amazing to me that many people don't, right? And we got to, if we want to get to the places we want to get to, we have to learn these strategies. If not, we're going to be in the rat race the rest of our lives.
Absolutely.
I think
Mic drop.
this is so important what we are discussing today. It's the end of January, right? 1/12 is gone of the 2023. So I hope everybody listening to us, please find a way to buy real estate this year. If you've been just on the edge, and you're thinking about buying a single family home, don't buy a single family home. Buy a duplex or fourplex or sixplex, eightplex. Buy a little bit bigger. All it's going to be the difference in buying one, you'll be getting multi cash flow, because it's so many times that number. I mean, the thing is, if you don't have the money for the down payment, just do a joint partnership. I'm not an attorney or CPA, but there will be people in your circle. They will give you money. I'm telling you. I mean, there's so much money flowing all around you. And legally, you could do a joint venture or syndication or whatever. And then you put that in down payment, closing cost, everything. And that's how it's all about. It's not that hard. It seems hard, but it's not hard, and you could get my course if you want to, but there's so much free information on the internet, on YouTube, and everything. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I did a self-directed. So I took all my IRA and moved it into Provident, moved it into something that in 3 years, it's going to double. And it moved it into wealth investments. Yes. And that was a huge way, because my financial advisor was my previous financial advisor was telling me, oh yeah, you got great gains. It went up 21,000. And I'm doing the math on how much I've put into it since I worked at Wells Fargo back in, 2009 versus what it was growing to be. And it wasn't really moving very much, but yet he was telling me I was getting all these gains. So I moved it, put it into Provident, moved it into Wells Investments. And in another 2 years, it's going to double. That is huge. So we do need to Beau's point, get out of that rat race. I mean, I'm stuck. I'm W-2. That's what loan officers are right now until, anything changes. Gone are the days pre-2008 where I had my corp and my, paying myself money and doing all of that. No more 1099s. But, that was a great way for me to get out of the matrix and the rat race, was knowing that my money that I've been accruing for all these years is going to double. And it's very secure. And it's just a great way. So if anybody has questions on that, message me and I'll give some more information. I got a great advisor that got my brain out of, I took the red pill, so to speak.
Excellent. No, I think that's why we do it every Friday. Everybody listening to us, it's Vinney and Beau show. And so thankful that Tiffany's joining us now and, bringing more color into the whole thing. And, and we are also in a mastermind. We are crushing it. We are just literally crushing it. And the key thing is to really take these ideas and move forward, take action. That's the number one thing. It's not listening to the books or podcast or watching these YouTube things, but taking action is the number one thing.
Yes.
I agree.
All right.
Well said, Vinney.
And anybody, I'm having whoever's out there, if you want to come to the meetup, we have our marketing guy. I used to say my marketing guy, but my marketing guy is also helping Vinney now. And actually,
Bill.
The guy from my other podcast that I just interviewed was like, "Hey, can your guy help me for like a couple hours?" I'm like, "I don't know. I can't give my marketing guy to everybody." But anyways, we're doing a presentation for our RIA, which is Real Estate Investor Association, February 8th at 6 p.m. But this isn't about real estate investing. It is in a way. It's about creating marketing and things that will bring you business, right? whether you want to raise money, you want to help people finance their properties, or whatever you do for your business. You could be a HVAC owner. You could be you could own a remodeling company, right? Like every company could get more business by using marketing strategies. So if you want to come to that, just go to jointhrivemeetup.com. Jointhrivemeetup.com. It's free. You should go. We have really good events. We put out good content, and you'll enjoy it.
Love it. Yes, that'll be fantastic. Thanks again for joining today, and let's meet again next Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern. Thank you, Beau. Thank you, Tiffany. We'll go with a bang over here. Yes.
So happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan, and I watch all your guys' content.
Awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Vinney and also my good buddy, BeauEckstein. And we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we're amped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited.
Oh, I know.
So excited.
Come live to you all